Which test you had to take? Mock test, mock test.
How was it? Pretty well. I mean, was there any area where you need help?
I made silly mistakes.
Yeah. As if for you got the answers also. I mean, you got your marks.
Marks as in we got like how many were incorrect, like the raw score we got.
Got it.
Actually, we got
More or less, you got the idea.
yeah.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah. How much time is planning to take? Just going.
Came at 4 o'clock to give the test.
Like, anyways, we have to review his coming at 7.
I mean, wait, I thought the class ended at 6 o'clock. My test ended at 5:30. We did till 6 o'clock, and it is the class is.
Should have got,
So I was here only.
should have got me if you both were free. I would have done
You
the
was
six.
not there. Oh, that's okay. Yes.
You were supposed to be there. I stay here with you.
Yeah.
I'll start the class exactly at 7. I will not finish. I'll start 1 hour.
I mean, he was giving a test. But
Are you going to take a class? At last session? I'll start. I'll give you anything. So, in your SAT exam, so you have punctuations, yeah? Sure. No? So you know inverted commas, semicolons, colon, when to use comma, dash, and bracket, parenthesis. Bracket with parenthesis. So then I told you dash comes with dash, inverted comma. Each and this is the last one. So over here, what you have to do in your exam is you may get a question, okay, and they will ask you the most logical transition. Okay, in your exam, most logical transition, matlab that what is that information which connects the information and the ideas with a brief passage. In a sense, like for example, you remember we were doing this these clauses and these clauses. You know that the clauses which are dependent, what are independent clauses. So that is what it looks like. So I'll give you an example just to make you understand better. Look here. If you can just read this example.
Iraqi artist Nazir al-Malaika, celebrated as the first Arabic poet to write in free verse, didn't reject traditional forms entirely. Her poem, Elegy for a Woman of No Importance, consists of two tending stanzas and a standard number of syllables. Even in this superficially traditional work, Dash al-Malaika was breaking new ground by memorializing an anonymous woman rather than a famous. Okay?
Now you see the options. So this is your logical transition. In fact, though, therefore, more. Now you tell me which one would suit. You read the words? In fact, though, therefore, more. Yeah. Natural, please. In fact, though, therefore, more. Okay? Now you can see this. Now you try. Educational work. Whatever you say. Why in fact and why not though? Let's just see again. Now you try and fit though ones and try and fit in fact ones. Why though?
Because
Though Al-Malaika was breaking new ground. Matlab, even if she's doing all of these things, okay, still her work is not regarded. Rather than a famous man, if the man would have done it. And so though Al-Malaika, I would have gone for, to be very honest, see, look here. Where is that? I would have gone for even though also. Even though. But since they have not given us, because even though we become two words, maybe they didn't want it, so then that's why I prefer to. Okay, even though it not, you do so much, it's still I'm not getting it. It's like that.
like even though and though both are like similar.
So I would have preferred a though or even though is a better version. Okay. And how should we think about transitions? Basically, these are the ones which will hold the two sentences together. Like for example, we just saw it Alma thing. So even though we'll bring it together. Okay. In fact, it's a different thing. In fact, okay. They connect sentences, related, argument, story. This is something simple. Okay. So let's just see the categories in which it would fall. One. So what do you have to look in your exam? Agreement or disagreement? Okay. I think I need to zoom a bit for you. If so, we may want to use an agreement transition like similarly. In the exam, if you feel that, that this sentence is going in relation to this. I mean, the first part of sentence going in relation to the second part. Just use similarly. Okay, so I'll just tell you that when to use what. Because you just write it here. Otherwise, you can. Just write on the heading transitions. So you can write down types, expresses, same idea. So when it expresses same idea or we call it as agreement, then what are you using, China? Similar. Similar. Similarly. So this one is done. Can I change? Yes. Yes. Can you just read out the example, please? So,
Lentils are
lentils. Rajma.
Lentils are an excellent way to add plant-based protein to one's diet. Similarly, other legumes like beans and chickpeas can serve as integral protein sources for vegans and vegetarians.
So what is the similarity? Where is the similarity?
Like lentils and legumes.
Protein.
Okay, like
Yes. Lentils or veggies are not confused. Because some days they will give you vegetable.
Okay, yes.
So just look for the protein thing. Look for the calcium thing. Okay, because this is one line. They might give you a passage. So be careful for that. Okay. Okay. Other common agreement transitions include again. So you can write it over here. So हम लोग agreement में we are using similarly. Okay. Next लिख ले. Again. Other than that, we are using also, correspondingly.
So either of the options would be good, right?
Yeah. One would always be there. Your job is just to see that if my passage is going in agreement to something, again, these will be given, and obviously they will not confuse you. Okay, so they will give you one of them, because as per the SAT papers, you won't find any kind of this kind. But anyways, I guess that you both can manage twin states also, as I've seen in inverse. Okay, correspondingly, equally. Likewise. Okay. Now, the second type of transition is disagreement. So, disagreement में you write down, however, but, yet, conversely, ठीक है, though, still, in contrast, although, nevertheless, on the other hand. Okay? So you don't have to learn as such, but even I think even if you go through, it will be okay. Even read the example, you Rockstar.
The Rockstar Prince was a multi-instrumentalist, having played 27 instruments on his debut album. Debut album. However, he is primarily remembered as a guitarist and a vocalist.
Why did I use however? Why not likewise?
Because he is a multi-instrumentalist and he is known only for guitar as a guitarist.
Okay? So don't go with this. One of my mates told me that the last batch. So they're only instrumentalist, and so it's common. Okay. But you're not looking for that thing. You're just looking at the sentence version also. Okay. Next we are looking for sequence and order. Okay, so this is the third type of transition. So you can write it: sequence, oblique, order. So if you find something which is being organized by time or by position, this is what I do. Previously, I used to do this. Okay? So then you can use the word previously. So you can just write previously.
Zero time.
Time or position. Time or position. Those words would be previously, then, later, before, first, finally, subsequently. Okay? Now just read the question, the sentence once.
The Pulitzer Prize winning novel of literacy.
Literacy of
Francis was published in 1980, 17 years after it was written. Previously, the novel had been rejected by many
different authors. Other common sequence, different authors. Previously, मतलब अभी ये है publish हुआ है previously. ठीक है? So I'll just Adi, why were you late?
Ma'am, I didn't know that I had class.
What Adi? Every time, last time also changed time. Chalo, let's just quickly see one so that you can do with us. Okay. So what we are doing. Oops. 1 second. Yeah. So we just started with transitions. Okay? So basically transitions are the most logical transition of the word or the phrase. That is what you need to look at. And that is what me and Saina just discussed. And you see an example over here. So Adi, when you read an example, we need to do one example with it. Yeah, Adi, just read the example quickly.
Yes, ma'am. Iraqi artist Nazik al-Malaika, celebrated as the first Arabic poet to write in free verse, didn't reject traditional forms entirely. Her poem, Elegy for a Woman of No Importance, consists of two 10-line stanzas and a standard number of syllables. Even in this superficially traditional work, Dash al-Malaika was breaking new ground by memorializing an anonymous woman rather than a famous man.
Okay. So transitions may, like for example, these four words are given to you. So you have to find something which is logical. So which one do you think over here would fit in? So you see the words, then I'll show you the paragraph again. In fact, though, therefore, more. Okay? Shall I show it? Yeah. In fact, though, therefore, more.
In fact,
Don't you think it's though Al-Malaika was breaking new ground, even though she was breaking a new ground and still she was being considered, I
yes,
mean,
ma'am.
what do you think? Right? I understand. That's what Saina also said it. But I felt that even though it would be the better version of it. Okay, even though we don't have even, so I think though it will be a better version. Though Al Malaika was breaking new ground. Okay? So, anyways, you'll get the idea now. So if you look here, how are we exactly supposed to do in SAT exam? So what you need to find out is you have to find out a word which links the sentence. Okay, from the options. Like you have to find out something that if something is going in agreement, okay, like the two statements are agreeing. So you'll be having a certain list of words which will show you that these are the words which you can use in agreement. Like for example, if you look over here, let me show you first category. Agreement or disagreement. Okay, so if you read the example, lentils are an read it rather than me reading.
Lentils are an excellent way to add plant-based protein to one's diet. Similarly, other legumes like beans and chickpeas can serve as integral protein sources for vegans and vegetarians.
So why am I using similarly over here?
Because we are relating lentils with other legumes, like they are also a source of protein.
They are also a source of protein, but yes, what you're saying, source of protein would be the basic thing for it because they both are source of protein. So you can even have a vegetable over here. So later on, you can't say, ma'am, these are beans and these are vegetables. They're two different things. But protein is the common thing. So just find out the common thing and use the word. So what you can do is, Adi, so just take a screenshot of this. Okay, these are the words which you can use it for agreement. So I'll give you time to write it when we're doing exercise or something, okay? Because Saina has already done that. So these are just the words. And you would also find words of disagreement over here. So can you read the sentence, Rockstar Prince?
The Rockstar Prince was a multi-instrumentalist, having played 27 instruments on his debut album. However, he is primarily remembered as a guitarist and vocalist.
Have you understood why, however?
Yes,
Because
ma'am.
because it is?
Uh, like how he is currently remembered, even though
Exactly.
he
Even
has
though.
played.
I agree with you
Right.
guys. Okay, so you can also see other common disagreement transitions are given on you can read from the screen. So what you can do is what we did in the classes, we made a chart. Okay, so we divided the transition into three parts. We have done agreement, disagreement. Yeah, so under that and sequence and order, I'll show you that. So she wrote the words so that it becomes easier for you in exam. Okay, have you taken a screenshot?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so you can write it a little later because otherwise she's waiting. So now you can see sequence and order over here. So something which is having, you in the sentence, you found out something from the time or position kind of a thing. Okay. So in that case, you're using these words. So you can read the example, please.
The Pulitzer Prize-winning novel Confederacy of Dunces was published in 1980, 17 years after it was written. Previously, the novel had been rejected by many different
Philosophers. Okay, so why have
philosophers
you used previously? Why have I used previously?
because it is now accept like it had won the novel, but earlier it hadn't been accepted.
I agree. Okay, so I've given you some common sequence transitions which are related to sequence and order. Okay, so this also take a screenshot and write it later.
I'm going to talk about like the PPT share.
I can do it I mean, today's 23rd November. Second exam, second is 7th. You know, when you're leaving, just remind me, and just give me a call and take the question. Then where to upload? It's not like through email or just access it. Okay? I've met also, but just skip my mind. Okay. This is something, an additional transition. Addition transition matlab, जैसे when we have a sentence but I'm adding this information to it. You remember we did important information and non-important information. Remember those clauses? You're not there. Adi, we did, right?
Yes, ma'am.
What was the name which I gave
Ma'am, for what?
for those clauses?
Fanboys.
No, not fanboys. The clauses when I told you these are the important, these are the words. This we can remove it from the sentence.
Uh,
I gave you a term. Skip my mind. So there's a term. Okay, some information which is required. Meaning is that some information which is very important. Some information which you can dependent and independent. Dependent and independent clauses. You were there. Okay, remember? So this is something like, for example, you are bringing an additional information to it. This is a different type of transition. So write down, guys, 4 type of transition. From here you can write it, Adi. Later on you can finish other stuff. Additional transition. And additional transition means write down the example as furthermore. Sana, you read the example, please.
Moles are highly suited to the lifestyle, short, powerful forelimbs adapted for digging. Furthermore, moles have evolved to require less oxygen, allowing them to avoid suffocation by underwater.
Okay, make sense?
Not so like moreover to those things.
Of course. You can write down the other common additional transitions also. Additionally, you're asking now. Additionally, Adi, you're writing now?
yes,
Don't take a
ma'am.
screenshot now. Additionally, also to TWO2, in fact, and moreover. So in fact, we are using it for additional information. That time I didn't want to say that. Okay, because it's more confusing. I shouldn't bring such things. Adi, you got it? Why your in fact was wrong? Iraqi artist and all?
Yes, ma'am.
Because it was not an additional information. But I just wanted to wait. Okay? And then the next type of transition is exemplification transition. Write down exemplification. Exemplification. Exemplification transition. So you can write down the examples. For instance, you know, now, for example, you guys must be aware. So we say, for instance, we also say, for one thing, write down for one thing, to demonstrate, to demonstrate, and for example. Okay? So 4 things. To demonstrate for one thing, for instance, sure. Next, cause and effect. Is your second sentence a consequence of a first sentence? Dependent clauses. Dependent clauses. Are you sleeping? No?
Ma'am.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
So if your second sentence comes out of a consequence of an idea because it was there in the first part, okay, then in that case you will use these words. So please write down. Cause and effect is your next transition. Cause and effect. And under cause and effect, you have words like therefore, since, because, subsequently, thus, as a result, consequently, ठीक है? Therefore, since, because, subsequently, thus, as a result, consequently.
Ma'am, so
So, yes. Obviously, I've not written everything here. You need to add, but what Adi said is correct. Okay, so how am I supposed to approach the transition questions in your exam? Okay. Summarize the text in your own words. Summarize it in your mind. Like, is the author, you just have 5 types of things. Okay, so you can just see that is she trying to, the writer is trying to give you an example, exemplification, or is it coming out of a logical thing, consequence, cause and effect, which is the other thing, Adi? Is it?
cause and effect.
Cause effect is done. Second,
What?
I'm saying there are 5.
Addition.
Huh?
Addition.
Yeah, additional information. What else? Agreement,
Yes, ma'am.
agreement,
Disagreement.
sequence and order. What else? Exemplification. Okay, I think Adi doesn't have it in his notebook. That's why. Isn't it, Adi?
Yes, ma'am.
You have it on screenshots now. Okay, second, identify the relationship. So you have to, of course, this is what I discussed just now. Is it causing, is it agreement, disagreement, cause and effect, whatever it is. I would suggest you to just go through this list 5-6 times. Okay, so it just sticks to your mind. Especially, see, everyone has their own vocab. Okay, so I really can't give you a general thing, but I can tell you whichever you think are the most easiest ones. Okay, so you can leave those. You know it. The difficult ones, like for example, in fact, when to use in fact, like the mistake was there. You can highlight it in your notebook. Okay, so you know it. When am I supposed to use in fact? When am I supposed to use something which is confusing? Like exemplification is very easy. Right? Exemplification is very easy. Even your additional is easy. Additional is easy. Agreement, disagreement also you find only 1 or 2 words, which is it's a little tricky.
These 2 words.
Yeah, so those 2 are confusing.
Cause and effect.
Cause and effect. Yeah, so just be careful with those things. Okay. And you have to, whatever matches the relationship that was selected. And you need to be a little flexible. However, look for a transition with a similar function. If you get confused, what am I supposed to do? Is it agreement? Is it agreement? Disagreement is right on the other hand, if the option is there. Okay. So this technically solves the purpose. Okay. So you can see over here, if you think the sentence needs a disagree, but however isn't an option, look for a transition with a similar function, like on the other hand. It's like disagreement is there, but I don't have, however, I don't have something like that. So you can add on the other hand. Yeah, we have already done. Eliminate all your copycats. Like for example, also in addition, yeah. So they must both be wrong. अगर दो चीज है options में, answers में, and दोनों disagreement है, so that means that you are thinking wrong. It's kind of the question is not a disagreement because they will not do that. Okay? So that is also elimination. Copycats would also work for you from the options. And you'll be finding somewhere around 3 to 5 questions based on this. Maximum 5, actually usually 5. Many na transition comes a lot of questions. However, therefore, for example, we have already done, however, we have done. How, it needs to contrast the game. If it doesn't, we should choose another transition. Okay? This is something which I just discussed. Cause and effect I just discussed. You wrote this now? Adi, just see your cause and I think correspondingly I didn't give you. I think I gave you. Correspondingly you can write it. You can add it. Cause and effect? Yeah. As a result, you have written. As a result, I gave you. Yeah. No. Correspondingly, you can add. That I forgot. Maybe I forgot to give it to you. Okay? Next, I can show you. Contrast transitions. I don't think so. I've given you despite. So add in contrast. Disagreement. Contrast matlab disagreement. Adi, add it over there. You can just, you know, Adi, what you can do? You can just write down the headings right now. Disagreement, agreement. Later on, you can fill it. Okay, so Saina will just read out the headings for you so that you can divide your transitions into 5 parts. Saina slowly, she is writing.
Like the heading or
Heading.
additional
Once you're done, let her know, okay? Just unmute yourself.
हाँ
agreement,
yes
disagreement,
हाँ
exemplification,
हाँ
cause and effect,
हाँ
sequence and order.
Sequence and order mein you just put in bracket time or position. Okay, so this is based on time or position. Previously and all that stuff. Okay, now you can fill na Adi. So in your disagreement, you just add because in your screenshot you would not get it. Despite. And I think on the other hand it was there. On the other hand was there. Rest everything was there. Okay, and addition, exemplification. In exemplification, add in particular. And का से add. अच्छा, in additional, Adi add and in additional, and in exemplification, add in particular. And I've not given you this category, just make one more category, conclusion. Something which is based on conclusion, add a category. Conclusion may you write down overall. In fact also is used now. Overall, in fact, ultimately.
ma'am can finally be one for conclusion
Finally also. Okay? Chalo. Strategy 1. Again, you are talking about what purpose does it serve? Is it an example? Is it a counterpoint? Is it what is the nature of the relationship of the sentence? What I'm supposed to do? Flexible. Just see if however is not there, so something else is there. And eliminate copycats. I think I just copied it again. No? Yeah. So we are done with transitions. I'll give you one exercise to do. Any doubt, Adi? Okay.
No, ma'am.
Sure. Actually, next Thursday is your doubt class. You know that? Guys, don't be late. It's next Thursday, 7 to 8. Adi, you heard me? Please write it somewhere. It's next Thursday, 7 to 8 is your doubt class. Whatever XYZ doubts you have of SAT, like the 9 sessions which I do. Okay, so you can ask me. Yes, I'll be available here. You want to come? You can do it online. No, I think it's on. I mean, should I check? I think I have. It's online or whatever you check. That I don't remember because I think there's some other students who sat also. The previous batch. So that I can't remember, but 7 to 8. So you start doing Adi quickly.
I think it's online.
Online? Yeah, it's online Adi. So don't come to the. That's what I.
Slots is given 30 minutes.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
yeah, I am leaving for the day. Once you finish your class, you can just stop the recording.
Sure, ma'am.
Okay, I will make you the host now.
Sure, ma'am. Right of the stop at the end of this. So start doing the exercise and then we can just let me know Adi when to scroll.
Yes, ma'am.
Adi, how much is done?
Yes, ma'am. Scroll down.
She's also a little bit. 2, 5, 6. It'll be
Yes, ma'am. Scroll down. Yes, ma'am. Scroll. Yes, ma'am. Scroll. Ma'am, in 11th question, which word is underlined?
Additionally, in 10th also you'll find nevertheless.
Yes, ma'am. Scroll down.
Adi,
Yes, ma'am. Scroll.
question
Ma'am, can you show 15%? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Scroll.
The third one's vital. It's not one word, okay? Third question.
Yes, ma'am. Scroll down.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Scroll down. Yes, ma'am. Scroll.
Which one you're doing, Adi?
9.
Adi finished?
Ma'am, 1 minute.
11. It's still 11.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry.
Yes, ma'am. Scroll.
Last question.
Ma'am, done.
1 minute. Guys, let me know your marks, huh? First exercise out of 15. How will you check? You wrote it? You wrote A, C and all, Adi?
Yes, ma'am.
Adi, how much out of 15?
I'm 14.
How much, Adi? Out of 15, exercise 2?
I'm 12.
Just, just check. Why is it wrong? Do you want me to show you an exercise or something?
And can you show fourth question?
Exercise, which one?
Second.
Which? Um, 13 and 11. So I'm going backwards, huh? 13, 11. She wants to see. Check this. What is the answer for 11th, Adi?
11th also I got wrong.
C. 11th is C. ठीक है? C. Adi, anything else? Exercise 2?
I'm fourth.
It's done now. 7 and 4, na? So 7th answer you just check here. 7th is D and 4th is A. Okay? So now see your 7th. Yes. Whereas alternatively मतलब इसके अलावा whereas. ठीक है? और question 4 का Are you clear, Adi, with question 4? No change? Okay. Anything else in exercise 2? Okay. Exercise 1, which all questions? Tell me backwards.
I'm 15.
15, 13, anything else? 17. 15. Check your write your answer, Adi. 15 is B. Which question you told me? Which one was your question? 15, na?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, CUS.
Yes, ma'am.
Next one. Here 7 and 8. 7 and 8. 8. Every time they do cooking, so you would have to also see in change it. Okay, yes. Now you got some varieties. Any doubt, Adi?
No, ma'am.
Do you want to spend 2 minutes and quickly finish this 165 also? Page number 165 open, the worksheet. Will take 2 minutes. Let's do at least 4 questions.
Ma'am, we have to do all questions.
First 4.
This reason and likewise.
Like you know, similarly, right? This reason same for this reason. The additional time. Finished, Adi?
Yes, ma'am.
What's your first answer?
Ma'am, B.
Second,
B.
third,
A.
I'm still just putting A and B.
answer result. उसके result सही है. And fourth one?
B.
मुझे श्रेया कह रही थी अलग से श्रेया के साथ भी करा.
Yes, that's it.
Any doubt, anything, Adi? Okay, so we finished our SAT syllabus. And Adi, how much you got in your mock today?
Ma'am, like in overall in English section, 16 were wrong.
Overall means just tell me your conventions wala. In conventions, how much you got? I mean in grammar, conventions grammar.
Oh,
Overall,
ma'am,
if you just remember, I don't want the exactly you'll get it tomorrow, na?
no, ma'am. I just saw the overall. Like I didn't see for particular section.
You know what you guys can do? Just figure out from your mock, take this very seriously and figure out that which section you are losing. I mean in grammar. So when we meet for the doubt class now, so I'll sort that out. Okay, if there is any area which you want to work at, and okay, Sana? So take that out, write it somewhere, so that in doubt class you're very clear what you need to do. Yes, okay, it should not be random. Okay, chalo. All the best. Thank you. See you.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye.
Can I stop recording? I don't know how to.
There. Stop video is there. I can't see.